If you've ever opened the Fusion page, seen a wall of nodes and wires, and gone straight back to the edit page, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you the 10 Fusion nodes I personally use in almost every project. Some of these you've probably heard of but never used properly. These aren't beginner gimmicks or one-off tricks. These are the nodes that actually show up in real work. And by the end of this video, your node graph is going to look a lot less like spaghetti. So let's jump straight into it. This tool is incredibly useful, and most people compare it to the Dissolve node or the Merge node, but there's a key difference you need to consider. Basically, a switch node lets you connect a bunch of different inputs into one node, and the only output it shows is the one you've selected. For example, let's say you're building a title animation, and your client wants to see 3 color variations before picking one. The old way? Duplicate the whole tree 3 times. Or keep manually reconnecting wires. Messy, slow, and easy to lose track of. Instead, add a switch node. Feed all 3 variations into it as separate inputs, and the switch lets you instantly flip between them with one number in the inspector without touching a single wire. It turns "which version did we like again" into a non-issue. You're not rebuilding, you're not guessing, you're clicking a number and comparing side by side. One smart move you can make to visually format it better: right-click on the switch node, go into Controls, and change the ID field for the source. Now switch that into a combo control, select Pages under Control Type, and save. Once you do this, instead of a plain number, you'll get a drop-down menu, which is far easier to understand. Most people try to slap text or a graphic onto footage, and it looks fake. The perspective is mostly fake. But in DaVinci Resolve, the surface tracker actually tracks the surface and bends your graphic onto it uniquely, thanks to Blackmagic's tracking engine. It looks surreal. Now, let me show you an example. Add a surface tracker node in between the main footage. With the surface tracker selected, select the points where you want to track a quick tip. If you select more points on the surface, you'll get a better track. Depending on your footage, select as precisely and as many points as you can for the best results. Once you've made your selection, go into the inspector and click on Mesh. As you can see, it automatically creates some points, but since we want our text to stick to the surface, turn your point number limit up to maximum. You can also adjust your maximum point surface. I'll keep mine somewhere in the middle here. Now, once you've done that, go up to the track bar, select Better under Quality, and start tracking the data. It might take some time, but as of the new Resolve update, it tracks quite a bit faster compared to before. Once tracking is complete, you can attach a graphic or texture to that mesh, and it will stretch and move exactly the way the real surface does. Now, if you want to level up the look of your text, add a merge node after the surface tracker. Take the output of your media in and connect it to the foreground of that merge node, then add a luma keyer in between. Now you can adjust the luma values low and high to make it look more surreal. Let's say you've built 5 Text Plus nodes for a lower third animation, and your client wants a different font. Changing it 5 separate times is exactly how mistakes happen. You fix 4 and forget 1. Instance solves this. Create an instance of your original node, and any change you make to that original font, size, color, whatever updates every linked instance automatically. Why this works? It keeps repeated elements consistent without you having to manually check every single one. Have you ever built a graphic with a bunch of separate elements, text, logos, icons, and found yourself connecting merge node after merge node just to combine them all? MultiMerge lets you feed in as many foreground inputs as you want, and it combines them into a single output similar to a layers panel, instead of the usual 1 merge per layer setup. Drag the output of each element onto the MultiMerge node. It stacks them in the order you connect them, and that order becomes your layer priority. Need to move a layer up or down? Just open the layer list in the inspector and drag it into place. Why this works? For anything with a lot of stacked elements, title cards, lower thirds, motion graphics, this turns a wall of separate merge nodes into one clean node you can actually manage. As your node tree grows, it stops being obvious what each section is doing. even to you. That's where sticky notes come in. Right-click anywhere in your node graph and add a sticky note. Label sections in plain language something like color fix, screen replacement, or client approved. Don't touch. You can resize it, recolor it, and place it right over the section it's talking about. Why this works, anyone else who opens this project later can understand what's going on in seconds, instead of digging through the whole tree to figure it out. If you've ever pulled a green screen key and ended up with a crunchy, artificial-looking edge no matter how much you tweaked it, this is probably the missing piece. The 3D keyer is great, and it's usually your first stop, but the Delta keyer works differently. Instead of selecting a color range, it compares your footage against a clean reference of just the background or uses a difference-based matte to isolate your subject far more precisely, especially on tricky edges like hair or motion blur. Here's how it works. Add a Delta keyer node in between your nodes. Now go into the inspector, pick the eyedropper tool, and select the green area under your screen. Now go into the matte control and select matte under the view option. From there, you can adjust the white and black parts of the image. Remember, white is what's being kept and black is the part being removed. After you adjust that, tweak the settings according to your liking. And there you have it. It's not about replacing the 3D keyer, it's about knowing when to reach for something stronger. Normally, if you want to mask more than one shape, you'd add a separate polygon node for each shape, then merge them together to combine them into one map. That works fine, but it means more nodes and more merges for something that's really just a few shapes. MultiPoly skips all of that. It lets you draw multiple separate shapes inside one single node, so you're not adding extra nodes or extra merges just to combine them. Here's how it works. Draw your first shape in the viewer like you normally would. To add a second shape, hit the Add button in the inspector instead of adding a new node. Each shape gets its own entry in the list, and you can set individual shapes to add or subtract from the matte. Why this works? It keeps complex rotoscoping, overlapping shapes, gaps, multiple regions inside one node instead of fighting with merge order across several. Displacement is such a powerful tool in animation. It's so versatile that its use cases are hard to fit into just one video. It can warp your text, can be used for a magnifier animation. There's so much you can do with it that it's hard to cover in one go. But for now, let me show you a real-world example. Let's say this bar chart is your final animation, but what if the bars flowed like water instead? Doesn't that look better? Here's how you can do it. Add a displacement node and feed your bar chart into it. Then feed a moving noise or gradient pattern into the map input. This is what drives the shift. Now, go into a fast noise node and change the detail value to 2.83, contrast to 1.63, scale up to 2, and seethe rate up to 0.087. Then, on the displace node, set the XY type to Y, the Y offset to 0.135, and the Y refraction to 0.074. This is because we only want to affect the Y axis on this bar. You can add a rectangle mask to remove any unwanted part, and tweak it further to make the effect more engaging. Why this works? The fast noise gives you organic, natural movement instead of something mechanical, and locking the displace to the Y-axis keeps that movement going in the direction you actually want, so the bars ripple like water instead of just wobbling randomly. Fusion also has a group node, which lets you select a bunch of nodes and collapse them into a single box. That's tidy, but it comes with a downside. You have to double-click in every time you want to touch anything inside. The underlying node skips that problem. It draws a colored container around a section of your tree, visually grouping it, but every node inside stays fully exposed and editable right where it is. You can drag nodes in and out of it freely. Follower isn't a node that sits in your graph, it's a modifier you apply inside a text plus node, but it's useful enough that it belongs on this list anyway. Follower is what creates that staggered animation where text flies in one letter at a time instead of as a single block. Here's how it works. Inside your node graph, add a text plus node and write anything you like. Go into the inspector, right-click under the text, and click Follower. Your Modifiers tab will light up immediately. That's where your next click goes. At first, you can apply any slider, and nothing will happen. But just wait a second. Click on the next tab and create a size animation from frame 0 to 40. Right now, it looks similar to what normal text can already do, but go into the Timing tab, change the delay up to 2 seconds, and see what happens. It delays each character from appearing by every 2 frames. And just like that, you've got a letter-by-letter animation. Why this works? There are tons of effects you can build off just this one follower setup. If you want a deeper breakdown of it, drop follower in the comments, so I know it's worth covering. And that's it. Once these become second nature, you'll start reaching for fusion instead of avoiding it. If you found this useful, give this video a like so I know to make more content like this. And if you want more practical Resolve tips that actually improve your workflow, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.